Hi, my name is Katie Pippin, and I am in the OT program here at EKU. I recently completed my 5 steps to leadership assessment, and I found out that I was a warrior, which means I maybe take more charge, maybe plan out what I'm going to do, and then just go right after it and do it as the kind of leader I am. So, to look at this, I looked at some strengths and preferences to increase my leadership skills. And one thing I found that was a strength of mine was that I do take charge. Like I said, after completing the assessment, I found out that I'm primarily a warrior, meaning that in sum, as a word, this is actually taken from the article, that I am on task, results oriented, and able to get things done. You actualize plans, take control of the situation, challenge the process, and take risks and experiment to make things happen. So I think that's kind of me. I just kind of do things and then see what the results are to see if I want to do it again and see if it's a good leadership quality to have. Another quality I have that makes me a good leader, I think, is I respect others. I think I treat everyone with respect. If you don't treat people with respect, they're not going to follow you. So you have to treat people how you want to be treated and just know everyone's strengths and weaknesses and really use those to your advantage. Another strength I have, the third strength I wanted to talk about was communication. I think this is the biggest one. I think communication is so important. Basically, when you're a leader, you are the captain of the team. That's how I look at it. You're the captain. You have to tell your teammates like what's going on, what you're trying to achieve. If you don't have good communication, no one's going to know what's going on. No one's going to know what the end result is. It's just going to be chaotic. So I think having good communication, good, solid, positive communication is a key to really being a good leader. That I think I possess pretty well. I think I'm pretty good at talking to people, pretty good at getting the point across in a respectful way. The fourth strength I think I have is being a good listener. So, along with communication, you have to be able to vocalize what you want, but you also have to be able to take what other people are saying and really use that. Everyone has good stuff to offer, so I think a really good leader listens to what everyone says and then uses it to get the job done and really advance the project in a positive way. The next strength I have, I think, is hardworking. If your leader doesn't work hard, why would the followers work hard? That's always been kind of my motto. So I think as a leader, you have to work hard and really have that work ethic to have someone to follow you and have something to mimic for your followers. Lastly, the sixth strength I wanted to talk about was positivity and having an easygoing personality. There's a time for work and there's a time for play, and I think that a leader, you have to be positive, you have to have a good energy, a good vibe, or else people aren't going to want to be around you, people aren't going to want to follow you. So I think that's a really important quality. You have to know when it's time to get to work, but you also want to have that, easy to approach kind of mentality. After I took the assessment, like I said, I found I was heavy on the warrior side, but it's also important that you keep a balance between the type of leader you are. So I was high on the warrior side, yet I was very less weighted on the emotional and critical thinker side. In being a leader, I believe that you should establish and create a balance to be a more effective leader between all these different types of leadership styles. So a couple of ways that I would like to balance to be maybe more emotional, more critical thinking rather than just the warrior is maybe one is think of situations and how they might affect other people before I just do them. I think I need to maybe be a little bit more empathetic and think about how the situation will affect somebody or how they are thinking about the situation. Two, my second one is a common skill that critical thinkers have is like gathering facts and getting all this detail and really thinking things out before you just do them. And I think I could do that more, maybe think about what I'm doing rather than just saying, oh, this is a good idea, let's do it. So really like doing some research and just thinking about things rather than jumping into them so quickly. My third one is being sensitive to others. I think I need to be a little bit more emotional, a little more caring. Although sometimes emotional leaders get become dependent on others for approval, and they overreact to criticism. So I think there's a fine balance between, taking what other people say and like really feeling what they feel, and then also getting pushed over. Lastly, my fourth way is to take criticism as a way to grow and not take it personal. Criticism is meant to make you better, so I think balancing between taking criticism and just using it, running with it, and making yourself and your group better. The next thing I want to talk about is points leading to trouble. There are many times where situations occur that could lead to leadership troubles. Of course, everything you do, there's going to be some troubles in your life, some roadblocks, some obstacles, but you have to just overcome them and just grow from them. So one thing is communication. Communication can either be really good or really bad. If the leader has poor communication, then no one's going to know how to follow them, no one's going to know what the goal is, what we're trying to achieve, the progress we made. So if there's bad communication, that could lead to a trouble. If there's good communication, then that's obviously a positive. The second thing that could lead to trouble is the work ethic. If the leader does not show good work ethic, then the project isn't going to get done, and the followers aren't going to want to put work in. If the leader's not, why would the followers? The third is motivation. The leader has to motivate the group. If the leader doesn't motivate the group, then again, no one's going to want to do anything, nothing's going to get done. Lastly is the treatment of the followers. If the leader treats the followers poorly, they're not going to want to listen to the leader, they're not going to want to follow what the leader has to say. You have to treat everyone as equal, no matter what your position is in the group. The next thing I want to talk about is adaptability and abilities in different circumstances. So basically ways to increase leadership skills. One way is to work on your communication skills. As I've talked about before, communicating in a group is very important. So being able to not only to verbalize what you want to say to your group. 2 is be a good listener. Like I said also before, a good leader listens to the followers, listens to the group mates, and takes what they have to say into consideration when planning out the project or when completing the assignment. 3 is know your strengths and weaknesses. A good leader should always self-reflect and know what they're good at, what they can bring to the table, and then also use what their group members have as their strengths and bring them to the table and kind of coincide for the weaknesses. 4 is set goals. Goals are very important. If you don't have goals, no one knows what we're going to be working towards. So you need to make group goals and also make individual goals so everyone has something to work for and the job can get done. And the last way to increase leadership skills is to admit to failures and learn from them. Everyone messes up, and just because you're a leader, you're not perfect. So by learning from these failures, we can just grow together and be a stronger unit. The last thing I want to talk about is creative and innovative ways to enhance leadership skills. In past situations, primarily in athletics, I've developed in becoming a leader some creative and innovative ways that I think I could use to enhance my leadership skills in different settings, maybe in as a student or as an entry-level practitioner. There's lots of ways I want to do that. One, I could do extra research. So I think as being a leader, you need to be knowledgeable of the subject that you're leading, or else no one's going to listen to it. So as a practitioner, I could go home and do extra research based on the clients I saw during that day, so I can come back and I can know more and I can help lead everybody else on what we need to do. A second thing I can do is start groups that show that I'm interested in my coworkers and my peers. So maybe we could go to the gym together, we could attend Bible study together, we can have get-togethers. This just shows that you care about them not only as a coworker or a peer, but also on a personal level to get closer and to really lead that group. Lastly is set goals. Goals are so important, and I think I could set goals as a student and as a practitioner, both individually and as a group as a whole. And I just think that's a great way. Everyone knows what they're going towards, and everyone just keeps working towards a common goal, and I think that's important. So yeah, that's all I have. I really enjoyed this assignment, and it really helped me look at myself as a leader, and I think I can learn a lot from it. So thank you.